Today I've got a long-awaited topic for you. I'm super excited to feature this one. It's Jessem's Mite-R-Excell II. Now they did send this out to me to review, but that really doesn't change my excitement level. And at the end of the video, I'll be comparing it to several other premium miter jigs I've already got in the shop. Let's get into it. So just out of the box, what do you get? There's a really nice looking miter head. That's got a steel bar with some special snugger devices on that. 3 snuggers that'll make sure it's a good fit in your miter slot. So more details on that to come. A couple of hardware packs, really nice looking hardware. The securing knob, and then a micro adjust along with their anodized aluminum fence. And this one actually extends, so that's a feature I'm interested in checking out. Let's open up the 2 hardware packs and we'll bang this thing together. There we go. It's a nice heavy duty aluminum handle with large washer there. Of course that's used to secure the miter head. But here's the deal on these. Even some of these that look very fancy, for accuracy they really depend on how well that detent system is built. And this one just snaps in with absolutely no wiggle, and it gives you a lot of confidence the way that locks down. Love that. Now there may be some confusion on the assembly of this flip stop with micro adjust. There's bolts that have a similar length. There's 2 of this slightly longer version. Those you'll use to attach the aluminum fence to the miter head. So you want this shorter one, and come up under this hole here, washer, and your quick release knob go there. That'll secure everything down to the aluminum fence. And then this is actually genius because it's adjustable, but an original version of that actually had 2 screws up front. Now it's been replaced with a single thumb screw, so that's a little bit easier now to make adjustments on the fly. But the reason that's slotted is just to accommodate a sacrificial fence on your miter gauge, which I always like to use. So that just slides over and you can lock it in place. This quick release knob is positionable, so you can get that out of your way and then loosen the knob on the back. And this is actually micro adjustable, so you can dial it in to the exact length that you need for your job. Those 2 slightly longer T-bolts go through the miter head like that, a washer on the back, and then the thumb knobs, and that'll just secure the aluminum fence for you. So we'll get that in place. And that extrusion slides on without issue here. And the really neat feature here is this is indexable, so right around the 6-inch mark, that'll lock into position, tighten up your knobs, and it's set right there. Of course, there is some room for fine-tuning it, just depending on the size of your table saw. And then another tool-free knob will let you deploy that extension on the fence for crosscuts up to 36 inches. And there's even a little stop that presses forward there, so no tools to work any of this. So I think it's just one of those things that'll really get a lot of use in the shop. So I want to make something for a sacrificial fence, and normally I might just use plywood or MDF, but I have this phenolic plywood, and I was going to use the smooth side, but I've got something even better up my sleeve. The other side of this has a Hex Ply texture, and I think that'll work to our advantage on this miter gauge. So just need a strip that's about 2.5 inches wide, and we'll trim that to around 22 inches long. And then we'll need a couple marks about halfway up the width of that board. And that'll let us drill some accurate holes so we can get this mounted up. The manual says to use a 5/16 inch bit, but I'm not sure why you'd need one so big. I think a 1/4 inch will work fine, so long as we're going to chamfer that a little bit for the head of the screw. So slide that on the fence and tighten up the screws, and that sacrificial fence will be ready to go. I like to set mine flush with this end and then leave a little bit of overhang on the blade side. Tighten that up with the number 3 Phillips, and I like it. That Hex Ply is going to give us just a little bit of traction, so the board doesn't want to wander once we put it where we need it. And now that adjustable flip stop starts to make sense because you can put that right against the sacrificial fence just where you need it. At first I was a little bit disappointed that there's no low friction sliders on the back of the miter head itself, But you do have that on the underside of this aluminum fence, so I guess with this system you're really never going to use the miter head without that fence, so looks like they do have you covered there. Except for I just realized that having that on covers up one of my snuggers, so I'll have to pull that off real quick just to make that final adjustment. And that's the kind of hardware you get, just kind of square nuts on the back of that to secure it into that T-track. Now the position of this aluminum fence was perfect for my Sawstop PCS, but that is adjustable if need be. The main thing I want to do here is just adjust these snuggers so that everything sits nicely and rides smooth in that miter slot. So I'm just using a 1.5 thou feeler gauge for that, or you can just adjust it manually until you get the sliding action that you like. Just a little cam action on that, tightens it up with a simple twist. About like that. No play whatsoever. I like it. Now the neat thing is, just by loosening these thumb knobs, there's a quick indexing system. So if I want to do an off angle cut and I don't want to mess up my kerf on my sacrificial insert, all of that is covered. So just drop it back in at 90, lock in the handle, and then just do the quick index right around the 6-inch mark. That'll find its registration spot. Tighten up your knobs and everything is right where you left it. Now before you cut the initial kerf in your sacrificial insert, be absolutely certain that you've got some clearance between the fence and the blade. About a 1/16 of an inch will do. Especially true if you're working on a Sawstop, because of course this could cause a nuisance trip. But if you do need to adjust that, there's a special tool with a little Allen wrench, and there's 2 openings. One on either side of the handle here, and you'll just loosen those, position the fence as needed, and snug things back up. Luckily, mine came perfectly positioned for the Sawstop, so I'll be good to go. And not only was the scale pre-installed on this, but it was actually spot on. I didn't adjust anything, so not sure how they managed that, but I guess I got lucky. At any rate, it is adjustable to dial yours in. And that is absolutely right on the money square. If yours isn't, there's an easy adjustment for that too. And I can just extend the fence whenever I need to for those longer cuts. And making precise cuts with that flip stop is what it's all about with these high-end miter gauges. And sometimes I'm not sure if I need a micro adjust, but this one is really well done. Might just make me a convert. Alright, as promised, I'll share with you some of my thoughts on miter gauges that I already had around the shop, and then we'll wrap things up with final impressions on that Jessem. So this is the Incra Miter 1000. It's got a fairly large head on it, and it is accurate. It's got a vernier scale similar to what you find on the Jessem. And I didn't upgrade it to have the aluminum extruded fence. I actually found this at a garage sale for 30 or 40 bucks, and it has served me well. So much, in fact, that I picked up its little brother. What's this one called? The Miter V27. It's also by Incra. And, you know, they have a fairly reliable way to tighten things up in the miter bar. And overall, I find these basic but really serviceable miter gauges. And if you don't have the budget for some of the premium ones, these are probably what I would steer you towards. This one came with my Sawstop, and like any factory miter gauge that comes with a table saw, I really can't recommend it. It's just not terribly accurate and doesn't have any features that really make me write home about it. This one's a Vevor. It does have the aluminum fence on it, which is nice. Very high quality knob on that one. Overall, the feel of this is quite a bit lighter duty than it looks, but it does have kind of a micro adjustable flip stop. But looking at some of these other gauges, it really made me appreciate a couple features on the Jessem, so that'll be part of my wrap up for that one. And then I've got this super heavy duty Exact 90 model from Woodpeckers. It's got a flip stop, there's a micro adjustment on there, it's also got a flop stop on it, which helps to control wider cuts and panels, things like that. The interesting thing about this is not technically a miter gauge, it only cuts at 90 degrees, so this is a little bit less expensive, but not really a direct competitor to the Jessem. But overall, I have found this one extremely accurate and handy when I don't want to break out a crosscut sled, but I do need accurate cuts on wider panels. So using this mite-r-excell II back to back with my other miter gauges, two features really stood out on this. Now number one is the fact that the flip stop accommodates a sacrificial fence. That's super important to me because I just always want a sacrificial fence on there to back up the cut. Now the woodpecker version also allowed for a sacrificial fence, but the way this is done, how it's adjustable, I just think is really smart. And this Hex Ply actually works really well as a sacrificial fence. You can get that from maker stock, and I'll put links to that as well as all these miter gauges down in the description. And the second standout feature for me is that indexable fence system. I haven't seen that elsewhere on a miter gauge. And that's important because any miter gauge I have with a scale up top, I tend just not to trust it. After all, these are just thumb screws, so anywhere you move that fence to, it's just wherever it lands the next time. Well, not with this system, because if I have to move that for miter cuts, that's fine. Just slide it back to right around the 6-inch mark, and that'll index into position. And I know that the blade will find that exact same curve in my sacrificial fence, and that just makes all the difference. Well, the mite-r-excell II is definitely a premium product, and if you can swallow the higher price tag on this one, I'm pretty sure you'll like it. This is definitely the nicest miter gauge I've ever used. And I've got you thinking on that Hex Ply, don't I?